Internal Revenue Service IRS Tax News. Reminder to tax-exempt organizations, 990s, other forms due July 15th, e-file, best way to file. IR 2020-141, July 7th, 2020, Washington. The Internal Revenue Service today reminds tax-exempt organizations that certain forms they file with the IRS are due on July 15th, 2020. For organizations that operate on a calendar year basis, this includes the 2019 Form 990 they would have normally filed on May 15th. So normal deadline 2019 Form 919 usually due May 15th. Like many other deadlines, has been pushed out at this point in time to the July 15th, which is coming up. So July 15th deadline. The upcoming July 15th deadline applies to many forms that were originally due May 15th, including Form 990 Series, Annual Information Returns, Forms 990, 990EZ, 990PF, 990BL, Form 990N, Electronic Notice, e-Postcard, for tax-exempt organizations not required to file Form 990 or Form 990EZ, Forms 8871, Political Organization Notice of Section 527 Status, Form 8872, Political Organization Reports of Contributions and Expenditures, Form 990T, Exempt Organization Business Income Tax Return, Form 1120 POL, Political Organization Filing Requirements, and Form 4720, Private Foundation Excise Tax Return. Tax-exempt organizations that need additional time to file beyond the July 15th deadline can request an automatic extension by filing Form 8868, Application for Extension of Time to File an Exempt Organization Return. So you can file the extension form. So we have the due date July 15th now, and then we have that extension form for the extension, that form being Form 8868. You can look for that on the IRS website and get further instructions for it there. Back to the text. An organization will be allowed a 6-month extension beyond the original due date. So we have the full 6-month extension beyond the due date for a calendar year 2019 return. This means the extended deadline would be November 15th, 2020. So the extension would push it out to, in this case, they're saying November 15th, 2020. In situations where tax is due, extending the time for filing a return does not extend the time for paying tax. So although we're talking about exempt organizations, there could be some tax due. Remember, like with individual tax returns and business tax returns and whatnot, you want to think of those two things separately. The deadlines for when the payments are due and the deadlines for when the filing of the return are due. Objective from the taxpayer standpoint is generally to avoid excess or any penalties and interest if at all possible. And we do that by, one, put it in, turning in the tax return on time so we don't have the late filing penalties and interest on that. And then the payments, if any payments are due for the taxes, that has a different deadline. So we want to pay that on time to avoid any late payment penalties. So if you have the extension for the filing, you may then still need to pay estimated payments if there are any payments that will be due, to make sure that you still have those done on time. The IRS urges all organizations to take advantage of the speed and convenience of filing their returns electronically when possible.